You're watching DCTV Denton Community Television.
And they tell me, follow your dreams. And they say, do what you want, and money will come.
Hi, how are you doing today? Welcome to The Other Side. My name is Mike Miller, and hope you're having a great day. I really appreciate you tuning in and continue to watch our show. We appreciate it so much. And my guest today, Gene, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
And so you're from Canada.
Yes, I am. I'm actually from Quebec.
Quebec, yeah.
Yeah, French Canadian.
You've been living in the Denton area for a while now.
Since '99.
99, yeah.
And then I was in Georgia since 1992.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was managing a flight training center for helicopters in Kennesaw.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So then you did
I
some
done many things.
cabinet making. You became
Yeah,
a
and I
cabinet
did
maker.
cabinet making, and I still do.
Yeah. So when you were, how old were you when you first started being involved with music?
Well, you know, it was hard not to getting involved with music because my father was he was a doctor, and then he was also a pianist. And then at one point, he bought himself a Yamaha grand piano, and then we had a music room in my house. And then this has been very much the focus of entertainment in the house. Like
Yeah.
my father inviting guests, you know, they were like jamming, and then, you know, there was all kind of studies, you know, and then we did it while we were growing up as teenager, you know, we went in there, and then nobody ever bothered, you know, like we could play anytime, pretty much day and night. I mean, it was a given in the house that music always, because the house was so big anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So do you have brothers and sisters?
yeah, I got 4 brothers and a sister.
And some of them play music too?
Oh, we all play music.
Yeah, yeah.
But some of them played for a while, and then they quit playing, and then they were actually good. And then I have a brother, Louis. He is a fervent collector of Hammond Beatrice organ. I mean, he's a great pianist. I mean, and then the rest of them, I don't know. They all pick music, but you know, I don't know if they really did pursue it as we did. I mean, like recording, and then, you know, performing and doing all kind of crazy stuff you do with music, you know.
And you've written a number of songs, and some you've, I guess you come up with the original compositions, and then you have invited other guest musicians onto your recordings. And
Yes. And some other were just totally on the spur of the moment. I mean, some of the pieces I have recorded are pretty much either people have been very serious musicians that's been working together for a very long time. I mean, like seriously working. And then we sat down, and then just I came up with something, and then they went along with it. Or some of the songs were songs that was written in the past, and then I kept trying to introduce the song for them to play with me, because there is potential on the song. Like we might play one a little bit that's got it's called Baroque. I mean, you know, it is a very intensive song. I mean, and then a lot of them songs are, you know, I've been recording since I guess I was in my early 20s, so that makes 30 years. So I have a lot of materials that needs to get to a point where it's finished. I mean, like drum, and then bass, and, you know, and then singing, and then some actual violin, and, you know, the actual not synthesized instrument. What that would be.
But you've done some of that yourself already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I play the guitar. I play pretty much everything. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
When you were a kid, did you listen to radio a lot?
Actually, we listen a lot to classical music, and then when in the
I wondered, like in where you lived in Canada, if there was a lot of radio available.
yeah, we had radio, like of course, but in my house, what was played was pretty much classical music
records.
or modern jazz, like
Yeah.
Dave Brubeck and then Glenn Miller and then that stuff. That's what my father was very involved in. And then when the '70s came, and then Pink Floyd came about, and then Yes came about, and Rick Wakeman, and then to my father, they were destroying the classical music because like Rick Wakeman was introducing rock instrument with the classical instrument, like the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra and then the Royal Chamber Choir when he did this, the Journey in the Center of the Earth of Jules Verne, which was the first rock opera. And then, you know, and then them people like Rick Wakeman, David Gilmour, and then all them guys, they revolutionize music. And then they give us as kids influence as much as Dave Brubeck did or Henry Mancini did, because some of the music has influence from let's say Debussy, some influence from Dave Brubeck. You know what I'm saying? Because music is universal. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody's feeling that you put on the table.
That's true.
I mean, you can play a song when you're happy, you play it different than when you're not happy. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
totally the same song.
That's
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah.
And then as you play, you have a direct impact on others that are listening. You know, like for example, the best kick I ever got from playing music is I was playing piano in a restaurant, and then all of a sudden this tall guy decided he was going to propose to his girlfriend, and then he did while I was playing, and then he came back after and came thank me. I'm like, and I asked him, I said, why do you thank me? He said, well, you know, it's like I've been wanting to ask my girlfriend to marry me for quite some time, no? And then you created the right ambience that gave me the courage to ask her, and she says, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I mean, great. I mean, that's what music
But
is.
you were flattered and felt that was important, yeah.
I mean, that's what music does to people. If you play heavy metal in the bar, people might just stop fighting. I mean, you know, that's the other extreme.
The power of music.
The power of music, exactly. And then us musicians, we have this gift that, you know, we have to give to other people, which is emotion. And then for a kid, the parent teaching the kid to play music is the best thing, because then the kid has a vehicle to be able to carry out her emotion.
That's true.
And then that's a gift. And then by leading, by showing example, I mean, then the kid has more than one reason why it's possible, because if the daddy does it, then why not me? I mean, let's face it. You know what I mean?
So what were some of the earlier songs you started writing?
Well, the very earliest song I wrote, I mean, you know, and then I turned that song into something very, I mean, this song is, I wrote this song pretty much when I was about 15.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's like, and then, let me find it.
We got some gear set up in here today. What is this?
This is it's a 6-track recorder. It's a Mr. 66, and it's a it's like a mixing board, and then it's the old league of recording equipment. This thing is as old as you and me. It still works. And then this song is a song that we finally did in Edmonton, and then it's missing some.
That's in Canada.
Yeah, and then it's missing. It's missing. Well, you know, it's like you can always add stuff on it, but you know, if it add drum, then it'd be cool. And that's what the song sounds like.
When did you write this?
When I was 15,
15, yeah. What inspired this?
my father.
Your father. This is a song you wrote for your father.
Yeah.
What instruments do you use?
So what?
What instruments do you use?
Well, there is piano. There is several synthesizer, and then it's acoustic guitar, and then lead guitar,
Okay,
and then
I like it.
I mean, it's very.
What's the name of this?
It's called baroque. Baroque.
Bad Luck?
Baroque.
How do you spell it?
B-A-I-O-Q-U. Baroque. Like music, baroque. Baroque music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's you playing guitar too?
No, I'm just playing the keyboard.
Okay. When was this recording made, actually?
It was recorded in 1991 or 92.
Yeah,
I think it was 91.
yeah.
It's a long time ago. I mean, you can feel that music.
Yeah. The Hot Springs one that you mentioned.
Yeah, Hot Spring Cove.
Yeah,
Yeah, Hot Spring Cove is a really good one. This is totally different style.
Yeah.
You know, it's like more into like the new age kind of mood. Because Hot Spring Cove is one of the point on the planet where there is absolutely nobody. I mean, there is no cell phone, there is no radio, there is no TV, there is absolutely nothing because it's at the almost at the very end of Vancouver Island. I mean, and then it's where the animals rule, and then you have to feel humble that you're there.
Yeah.
And then it's one of the most beautiful spots that you can find yourself at, and then when you sit there, what you see is total beauty and stuff, and then I guess it inspires music.
yeah.
Because music is just a wave that passes.
Let's listen to a little of that.
You want to listen to that one?
Yeah.
All right.
What's the name of this one?
It's called Hot Spring Cove,
Hot Spring Cove.
up on Vancouver Island, British Columbia,
Really?
Canada.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where the grizzly bear come out to snack.
Really?
Yep. Well, that's funny though. I mean, it's total different style of music. It's more into the like new age with a little jazz in it because it's got some very modern tempo, like almost like a little tango.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like like, you know, it's like it's music is like a little bit of somebody that is, you know, anticipates something, you know, like, and then it's like further because, you know, it's slow. I mean, it just flow. I mean, just like when you going to in a wildlife. I mean, you know, it's like you can't get nothing granted. I mean, because, you know.
These are synthesizers mainly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one is only me. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a Korg M1 and then several like M1R and then other sound module. And then usually the way I did it is that, you know, I didn't, when I recorded, I didn't do the punch in, punch out. It's like it was played from A to Z, and then everything was put in at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like when there was a mistake made, because sometimes we do make mistake when we record.
Yeah.
People try just to edit. I don't do it like that. It's just one full run.
Yeah. How about the Indian one?
About the Indian one? Yeah, you can do that one.
Now, that one that we just watched, that was Hot Springs Cove. Hot Springs Cove that we just listened to. And this one coming up is what?
This one is a story, it's a song about Kanasaki Reserve of Indian, of Mohawk Indian in Montreal. It was back in the 1980s, well, the end of the 80s or mid 80s, the people from Oka, they wanted to build a golf course onto the ancestral burial ground of the Indian. And then what happened is the Indian, the Mohawk Indian, they declared war to the white people because, you know, it wasn't right for the white man to go and build a golf course onto the burial ground of the Indian. I mean, it's a given. I mean, and then the Indian went to war, and then they sent the army, and then it was the longest standoff of the modern days between Indian nation and the government on both sides, United States government and the Canadian government, because the reserve sits halfway in Canada and halfway in the United States. I mean, it was a real mess. And that's what
Inspired this song.
inspired the song.
What year did you write this?
It was in 1980. I guess it was about maybe 80. It was during the time of that conflict. I guess it was either 85 or 88. I don't remember because it's so long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's in the late mid 80s.
Yeah.
It's when it happened. I mean, as you can tell, it has a really ethnic as far as native Canadian. Well, we call them Indian, but they're not Indian. They're like they're native from here.
Yeah.
We came after.
That's true.
I mean, and actually, the Mohawk Indian are actually the under the rare tribe of Indian, if you want to say that are flesh eater. I mean, Mohawk means man eater. I mean, they were ferocious Indian back in the 1812. I mean, when you saw a Mohawk Indian coming about, you'd be thinking twice. You know what I'm saying? You know, you'd be fighting with your pitchfork, and then the Indian would come in with the tomahawk. I think, you know what I'm saying?
Pretty tough.
Pretty tough.
I like this though. This is it's got a good feel. I like the beat.
But you know, a lot of time music throughout time was telling a story. I mean, you know, just like Tchaikovsky. I mean, Tchaikovsky was talking about in his music about the Russian Revolution and stuff. And then, you know, like Strauss was talking about, you know, his music was like the romantic days, and then you had the Blue Danube, and you know, and all that soapy stuff. And then, you know, and then Beethoven was pretty much like, you know, the years of the big things, the plague, you know, and then it reflects what is happening, the actual. It's better than the news, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because, you know, you go back 100 years and then you can figure out it was really happening the way it was. I mean, just via that music.
Yeah, that's true. Art and culture
I mean,
reflect.
just like anything like painting or anything like nature. But
What was the one we're calling kind of the jazzy one or something?
you mean the one that we sat down? It's almost over.
What was the name of that one we just listened to?
It's called Kanasaki.
And the one coming up is.
The one coming up is a song that a friend of mine and we sat down in the studio, and then the owner of the studio had to, his schedule changed, and then he canceled the actual recordings session, and then he gave us like 15 minutes to just do whatever, and then after that, you know, we had to either be quiet, and then, well, actually, we just choose just to play that one song, and then, you know, and then we went back to.
And that's when you wrote this, just at the spur of the moment.
Yeah, this one is a total like improvisation, but you know, bear in mind, though, that, you know, I've been working with these musicians for quite some time.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like, it's not just somebody that you're gonna sit down and, you know, we know pretty much where we're going when we're going at something, because, you know, we've been playing for for so much time that, you know, it's like we kind of understand each other as like musically wise, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love the song. I mean, you know, it's like I wish that you know, it's like sometime, you know, I wouldn't be so far from all these people that I play music. Well, you know, I played with so many different people in my life. I mean, you know, I know a lot of, you know, I know a lot of musicians that are very serious. I mean, and I played on some of the
Yeah.
I mean, but it's just one time at a time.
That's
I mean,
true.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that song.
I do too. That's really good. What time is it now?
I think it's 2:56.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we got like 4 minutes.
I don't know if there's time to play anything on the keyboard or not.
Well, I don't know.
Do what?
So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Let's see. But, did you want to wind that down or?
What you mean?
How long is this one?
It's almost over. I think.
That's really nice. I've enjoyed listening to all this today, and I hope the guests have enjoyed that. And do you have any music on the internet at this time, or that's something you're still planning on working on?
Well, you know, I'm probably planning to put some of these songs on the internet, on, you know, I think there is like Reverb Nation
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I think it would be very nice if we went ahead and then put, because, you know, it's like, this is just like a small fraction
Yeah,
of the music that, you know, I
that
have.
you've composed. Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
like
You
I've
really
been-
should share it more.
I mean, for 30 years, I mean, you know, it's like there is a lot more music, and then, you know, a lot of it, you know, it's needs to be out there. And then
Yeah.
most of it need to be finished. I mean, and then add the drum part, the guitar part, the, you know, the singing part, and then some live acoustic instrument. Like I'd like to sway away from synthesized violin, for example. I'd like to, you know, there is different software that allows us to write music for,
Yeah.
let's say, a student that, you know, can read the music instead of trying to read her mind, you know, and then do, and then of course, you know, I have a very extensive recording studio setup.
Yeah,
I mean, and then when time comes, then, you know, we just can probably do that. I mean,
well, that sounds good, and I appreciate you being on the show today, and look forward to hearing more of your music. And thanks
thank
so
you.
much for watching, and we appreciate it.
And they tell me, follow your your dreams. And they say, do what you want, and money will come. Lots of people have lots of dreams. Lots of people, it seems, when they are young, they look to the sky. They work harder than the other guy. They don't want to be like their parents. So many stupid mistakes.